Hello, everyone. My name is Steve Linker, and I'm an account manager with AQL Technologies. And today I'm joined by Rizwan Ansari, Power Platform Architect and Product Manager. Welcome to today's webinar on transforming vendor onboarding processes with Power Automate, RPA, and AI. We're excited to have everyone with us today as we dive into Power Automate's robotic process automation and AI and how it can revolutionize your vendor onboarding process, streamline your workflows, and enhance efficiency across your business. Let's explore how these innovative tools can simplify and accelerate your operations. But first, a little bit about AQL Technologies. We are a Microsoft Gold and ServiceNow Premier partner, bringing over 15 years of expertise across federal, commercial, nonprofit, and government sectors. With more than 100 successful projects and diverse client base, our team of over 200 specialists excels at M365, Dynamics, Power Platform, RPA, and SharePoint. We've conducted over 500 training sessions and hold the GSA Schedule 70 and SBA 8A certifications. Our commitment is to deliver tailored solutions by working closely with clients to address their unique needs and challenges. And now a quick look at AQL's offers on the Microsoft App Store. AQL offers a Power Platform COE starter kit to enhance your Power Platform setup and RPA invoice processing. Explore these solutions on the Microsoft App Store and see how they can improve your operations and drive efficiency. And now a quick look at the webinar rules. Before we jump in, a quick note about the webinar rules. All attendees can ask their questions or raise concerns in the chat. If your questions or concern isn't addressed by the end of the webinar, we will follow up with an answer within 2 business days. There will be 4 sets of polls, each with 3 questions lasting 30 seconds each. Please take a moment to answer them to the best of your ability. Also, a feedback email will be sent out. Please respond so we can improve our content. So now I will pass things over to our Power Platform architect, Rizwan Ansari.
Hello, everyone. This is Rizwan Ansari. I am a Microsoft 365 and Power Platform architect and also a product manager. I have successfully delivered several projects on Power Apps, Power Automate, AI, and Power BI, including SharePoint and M365 development and governance. I have also architected and delivered the AQL Power Apps and SharePoint solutions deployed to the Microsoft App Stores. You can download it there from the App Stores. Moving next is the agenda of this webinar. So we'll dive into how the Power Platform combined with AI Builder can streamline and automate processes like vendor onboarding. So we'll begin by discussing the robotic process automation with Power Automate and its capabilities in automating the repetitive task. So next we'll explore the capabilities of AI Builder and Power Automate, including the use of AI models to add intelligence to your automated processes and and then you'll see the first hand how AI tools can streamline workflows, provide valuable insights, and enhance your decision making. So a live demo will be given on the vendor onboarding process. So yeah, let's dive into it. Now let's jump into our topic, that's RPA. So RPA brings the power of automation to repetitive rule-based tasks, transforming how organizations operate with RPA. Business can enhance productivity, reduces errors, and lower operational cost by automating tasks traditionally done by humans. Power Automate's RPA capability offers both attended and unattended automation. So it enables organization to handle workflow either alongside humans or do it completely autonomously. So Power Automate provides a low-code interface, making automation accessible for all, whether it be a technical team or non-technical user. Or it also allows employees to focus on higher value tasks while the bots can handle repetitive tasks. So it results in faster processing time and it reduces the cost. RPA and Power Automate, it integrates seamlessly with the broader Microsoft ecosystems and range of third-party application offering extensive scalability and flexibility. Imagine when this finance team working on processing the invoices. So if it is being done manually, it takes days and days to actually process those invoices. But with Power Automate RPA, invoices can be extracted, um, entered into accounting system and approved without human intervention. This all process can be done, can be automated with RPA. So it reduces the processing time from days to just a few minutes or a few hours. So let's move ahead where we'll look into the automates attended and unattended RPA. So, so unattended or RPA, it operates independently, handling tasks in the background without any user intervention. So these bots are ideal for back office processing that can be scheduled or triggered by specific events. So it maximizes efficiency for repetitive tasks that don't require human oversight. So think of a task like automated data entry, nightly batch processes, and back office reporting. So when you don't need real-time input, that's where you can use unattended RPA. Moving on to attended one. So it works alongside users, performing task in the real time when it's initiated by the human interaction. So the bot that gets triggered will help specific processes, but requires a manual input to start that process. So this attended RPA will boost productivity in real-time tasks where employee interaction is essential. So imagine customer service processing orders. So then employees pulling specific info from the legacy system, or HR professional updating employees data during onboarding. So these can be triggered manually by the user, and it will do the necessary processing alongside the user. Then next is simplicity of building the workflow. So Power Automate's low code and drag and drop interface make it easy for anyone to build workflows. So no technical expertise are required there, or least technical expertise are required. So the intuitive design lets users create complex automation by simply connecting actions with visual editor, making it accessible for everyone. So you have a pre-built connector that gives you instant access to hundreds of apps like Excel, Outlook, Dynamic 365, SharePoint, and many other. There are several connectors out there. Then desktop flows let you access and control desktop applications or legacy application and websites without need for the API integration. It's act as if humans are interacting with those applications. Then AI builder integration will add AI capabilities like OCR or sentiment analysis or to the workflow. So for added intelligence, let's look into the triggers for these workflows. So it offers variety of triggers like time-based, event-based, and button triggers. So time-based triggers are scheduled workflow that run behind the scene at specific times. Example, daily, can be weekly, it can be monthly, or even hourly as per your need. Then event-based triggers are based on events like receiving an email, or you can do some activity on when some file gets added to OneDrive, you can perform some activity over there, or updating a record in maybe any system like SharePoint list or Dynamics 365, it can be anything. So you can perform some processing or activity based on those triggers, event-based triggers. Then you have button triggers where user can trigger workflow manually with the click of a button. Uh, so it can be placed on the Power Apps. It can be Power Apps form, or it can be in SharePoint interface somewhere. So you can trigger those workflows manually. Now let's look into the AI Builder. So it's a Microsoft platform capability that helps you improve your business performance by automating processes and predicting outcomes and doing a lot of other tasks. So by using AI Builder, you can bring AI to your apps and flows that connects to your business applications stored in the underlying data platform. Like it can be Dataverse, or it can be various cloud data sources like SharePoint Online, on OneDrive, Azure, or any other application you can think of. So Here, this is a cheat sheet which explains the capabilities of AI Builder. So processes documents that allow you to extract data from various sources like invoices, receipts, like to pull totals and dates from the invoices, identify identity and business cards to capture details like names and addresses. So this is pre-built or customizable AI models. So then next is a text processing, which provides valuable insights from the text. It can be sentiment analysis. You can classify do the category classification of that content. Then you can extract entities from there. You can detect languages and translate to more than 90 plus options. So this is perfect for text heavy workflows. Then you have image processing, so which includes generating image descriptions or detecting objects within the image. You also have generative AI capabilities. So where it uses GPT for tasks like summarizing, drafting replies, classifying, or creating custom prompts. So this is a game changer for personalized automation or any automation you want to perform. So Microsoft AI Builder enables no-code solutions for documents, text, images, and data. So it performs things like whatever AI Builder is capable of. You can perform things as needed. So it's scalable and accessible to everyone. So next is where you can use this AI Builder, right? So it can be used across various platforms like Power Automate, Power Apps, and Power BI. So it adds intelligence to automation application and analytics. AI builder models includes pre-built and custom models. So these are easy to integrate, allowing users to quickly add AI capabilities to the workflows, apps, and reports as needed. So here prompt is basically a natural language input that guides an AI model to generate specific output or responses based on what user asks. So it's commonly used in models like OpenAI's GPT to complete text, summarize information, or answer questions. So prompts make interacting with AI easy and intuitive, so helping users customize responses and streamline automation workflows. Next is document automation in AI model. So a feature with Power Automate uses. So let's look into where we can use AI Builder. So as we can see, it can be used across. So here, let's look where and how you can use AI Builder. So it can be used across various Power Platform tools like Power Automate, Power Apps, and Power BI. So AI Builder models, including pre-built and custom models, are easy to integrate, allowing users to quickly add AI capabilities to workflow, app, and reports without extensive coding or data science skills. So prompts are basically a natural language input that guides an AI model to generate specific outputs or responses based on what user asks. It's commonly used in models like OpenAI's GPT to complete text, summarize information, or answer questions. So prompts makes interacting with AI easy and intuitive, so helping users customize response and streamline automation workflows. So you have AI provides several models where you can train and test your own custom models, or you can use pre-trained models available with the AI builders. Next is document automation in AI Builder. So it's a feature with Power Automate. It uses AI to simplify data extraction from the documents like invoices, receipts, and forms. So by leveraging machine learning models, it identifies and captures key information from unstructured data. So automatically transferring these data details into workflows or databases. So this is not only this is not only this streamlines the processing of documents, but also minimizes manual data entry and improves accuracy in handling documents. Okay, so these are the several AI models that's available for us that we can leverage. So models like extraction of receipt, information from receipt, extraction information from identity documents, business cards, detecting positive, negative, or natural sentiments in the text data, and so there are several other that we can leverage. Now, let's move on to the next topic, that's best practices for RPA. So implementing RPA effectively requires strategic approach that considers the process selection, design, change management, and continuous improvement. So let's discuss some best practices that can help organization maximize the value of RPA and ensure long-term success. So selecting the right process to automate is critical for RPA success. Focus on processes that are repetitive and rule-based, high volume and time consuming, low exception rate, stable and well defined. So when we are seeing repetitive and rule based, RPA is a perfect for tasks that are predictable and follow clear rule based workflows. Things like data entry, order processing, or report generation are great examples where automation can make a big impact. Then look for tasks that are take, take up a lot of time, involving significant manual effort. So automating these high volume processes can save hours and greatly improve efficiency. Talking about low exception rate, where is something where processes with fewer exception or variation that are easier to automate. If a workflow has many exceptions, it might need some fine tuning or even AI integration to make automation possible. Then automation works best for processes that are stable. Uh, those are well documented and easy to understand. So when input steps and output don't change much, so RP can handle them seamlessly. Then building design scalable and maintainable workflow. So use modular design. So break the workflow into small reusable parts. For instance, if several processes need to pull data from invoices, create one invoice processing module that all workflow can share. So this makes updates simpler and reduces upkeep. Add error handling and logging. So set up an RPA to handle errors smoothly. So create an automatic error handling steps like sending alerts if something goes wrong, and keep detailed logs for easy monitoring and troubleshooting. Then use configurable settings for details like file path, like website links, or login info. Use settings that can be easily updated. So instead of hard coding these values in the workflow, in the process, so use a configurable list, which you can call at runtime and get the values at runtime. Then think about how the workflow might need to grow if transaction volumes increases. So using cloud-based RPA tools like Power Automate can make it easier to scale up as demand rises. Then keep RPA secure. So limit who can access and change RPA boards by setting role-based access. So where people have specific permission, and using multi-factor authentication for security. Keep data safe by encrypting it when it's stored for being transferred. So follow privacy laws like GDPR to make sure RPA process handles data properly. Then use audit logs for monitoring activity. So keep log of who accesses or changes data in the RPA process. So check these logs regularly for unusual activity and do routine audits to stay compliant. Then add compliance checks if RPA process does regulated tasks, including checks to meet standards. For example, add steps that confirms accuracy for regulated reports. Then last is continuously improve and optimize. So track performance, keep an eye on how well RPA is performing by measuring key metrics like processing time, error rate, and bot usage. So dashboards or analytics tools can give you real-time insights into what's working and where improvements are needed. Make sure you update and patch regularly so you don't come across any any bugs while RPA is running. So always have the latest and updated version of the RPA to avoid disruption. Then get the user feedback, to talk to the people, interact with them, and get their feedback and uncover hidden issues, or suggest they may suggest ways to improve the RPA. Then you have to focus on continuous improvement. So adopt an agile approach to keep refining your workflows over time as your business evolves. Make adjustment to ensure that automation stays aligned with your business needs. So it's time for a demo now. So this demo will demonstrate how the Power Platform using Power Automate and AI Builder can streamline and fully automate the vendor onboarding process. So by integrating AI capabilities, this solution can handle repetitive tasks such as document collection, data extraction, verification, and multi-step approval. So reducing the time and efforts needed for the onboarding of the vendor. So in this demo, I'll walk you through a real-world use cases of vendor onboarding where we'll see the automation of document collection. So documents will be collected automatically when the email arrives. Then extraction of data from it, and then sending it for the review and approval. And also those data get stored into a SharePoint into SharePoint list. So let's look into this end-to-end demo right away. Okay, then yeah, here is the workflow. So in this workflow, demo will trigger an email which will be sent to the to our email address where which is for specifically for processing these documents. So which processes our incoming documents from the new vendor. So when the email is received by that email address, so it will notify the vendor back saying that it has been received and it will send it for the further processing like data extraction. So the document will be stored will be taken up and it will be sent to the AI model for data extraction. And once the data is extracted, it sends a notification to the reviewer in the Teams channel. So this reviewer will be responsible for matching this, doing the checker role, where he will be checking the extracted data with the actual submitted documents. So this is a step which ensures that incorrect data doesn't go into the legacy system. The next step is a verification. Sorry, the approval of that thing. So after checking is done, uh, checker will set the status to verification done. So approver will approve it. So that will trigger a flow that will actually it will trigger Power Automate desktop flow that will send the data to the legacy system that's responsible for storing the new vendor information. Look at this document. So I will send this document for processing. Just let me open this document. It's opening up. It's taking a bit longer. Yeah, here's the document. So this is a W9 form that will be sent via email to for processing. So if you see, this is the name of the vendor being onboarded. We have some dummy information added over here, address and social security number, employee identification number. So all this information will be extracted and processed. So I will send this document over the email to the procurement, okay, or the onboarding team. Okay, and let me just okay. So here is the body of this, and let's say this is a subject for onboarding. Okay. We have this document. I'm just sending this across for processing. So this is how vendor will submit this document to the team. So the email is gone out now. As we can see, okay, this has gone out. Now let's look at the mailbox. It should have received a new email in a moment. Okay, here we go. So this is the email that I just sent. Okay. Now this should have triggered a workflow process that will, so yep. So we have this workflow. So two workflows actually. One is for handling the submission and another is for approval. So let's look at this workflow. It should have triggered because of this email. Okay, let it open up. So here we go. So it got triggered 16 seconds ago. So let's just look at it how it's progressing. So as we can see, when an email arrived, it started processing it, so it initialized some variables, checking the attachments, and then doing the extraction. So it called the AI model, created an item in SharePoint list, setting some variables, and then sent out an email to uh, the checker, sorry, to the vendor who sent this document, and then it sent a postcard or an adaptive card to the Teams channel, okay, and updating that item towards the end. That's a SharePoint item for that record. So let's look at the Teams channel. So Teams, so here I should have received, okay, the last read. I just got this notification in the Teams, and the checker is notified that person from this team will go here and click on it to actually do the verification. So they will open it here. So this opens up the record that got extracted. So here we see that the name of the company, Nexa Solutions, and all the information that got extracted is copied over into this list, is added to this list. So this is a list item, and then here we have all the information. So the role of checker is to just confirm if things are all good. So he can just open this document and check if things are all good as per this document. And yep, if he thinks it's all good, so uh, his task will be to just set the status to data verification done. So now this is done, this step is done, checker's role is completed. Now next step is for the approval. We'll see another workflow getting triggered here. That's for the approval purpose. Let it open up. Just give it some time. Okay. Okay, in this. Okay, so let's change environment where the flows resides. Okay. Yeah, so this is a next flow that must have got triggered. I just got notification that it's done. So yeah, here's the workflow which says it's running. So it's checking for when item is created or modified, and it checks for those parameters. If it matches, then it moves further. So it checks for the status, whether the status is that verification done. So it will initialize some variables. Okay, apply to each. It creates some JSON, and yeah, it checks for the document, and then it sends the record for approval. So here, if you see, the workflow is waiting on the approval to complete. So for the demonstration purpose, I've kept the same user for approval. So as you can see, you will you must have so this guy must have received the email. Okay, so which says, yeah, when new vendor onboarding request is waiting for approval. It has all the information that got extracted from that document that was sent by the vendor. Okay, so approver can just approve it right away from here from the mailbox. They have other options also that they can use, like right from the Teams itself. So they get notified in the Teams. So vendor onboarding request is waiting for approval, where yeah, the same thing, same content that was sent on the email, same is sent over here. So the approver will review it. Okay, they will say, give some comment, and they'll click on approve. So once this is clicked, this is submitted. So got a notification that final status is approved. And if I just check the email again, so the status changes to saying that it's already completed. This request is already completed. So yeah, if I see the status in the workflow, it has moved ahead. It is further processing it. The next step is now to trigger Power Automate Desktop. with all the parameters passed to it so that it can submit the data to the legacy system. Um, so this is now actually performing that operation where it is building those. Here we go. So this got triggered. The browser opened up automatically. I'm not doing anything. So it's all autonomous. So it logged in, and then you're on the vendor listing page. So it will click on create new, and adding all the records on its own. So it's all automated. So whatever got extracted is just filling it up. Let it complete. So yep, there we go. So we have this new record that got added, and it closed the browser because it's programmed to close the browser after the job is done. So if you see the workflow has closed the browser, and then you can see it's all the process steps got completed. Yep. So the final step was to run the Power Automate desktop, which got completed as we can see here, and as we have seen all the entries being added uh, on its own. So now let's look into the internal working of it, how the workflow was created, and what are the different workflows, and even the AI model. So let's look into that. uh, So yep. So this is the AI model that's working behind the scene for document extraction. Let's look into that real quick. I'll click on edit draft. Okay, so we selected fixed template for documents because W9 has a very uh, stable structure. It doesn't changes from document to document. It's all fixed. So that's why we selected this fixed template. Moving to the next step, where we have defined several fields which will be mapped to, on the document. So these are several variables that will be mapped in the next step. So a lot of variables were created, then press next. This is a collection. So let's have a look at the collection. So we require around at least 5 forms, 5 documents to be added to the collection for model to start training. So at least a minimum of 5 documents are needed. So yeah, but more document you have in the model, more accurate results you will get out of it. So for this demo purpose, we just have 5. And the next step will be to train the model. So we'll not train this because there's already trained model, but let's create a quick, real quick, a new AI model to get an idea as to how we go about training the document or training this more. Before training, how do we go about mapping the fields, tagging of those fields with the variables? So yep, let's look into that process. So we will start with extra custom information from documents. So we'll click on that. So yeah, let's create custom model. So let's select fixed template, uh, then press next. So here we need to add those variables. So I clicked on add, then text field. We can select the type of data we are going to handle in that variable. So I'm just saying text field for now. Let's say we need to add name, done. Then another variable, text variable is company name. Sorry, company name. Then let's add one last variable, which is social security number. Done. So we can add as many we need to add, okay, based on your needs. So press next. So here we have to add new collection and add documents to this collection, to this collection. So press on add document. select the source from where you want to add this document. So if I'll select my device, and then so I have these documents. I'll select these 5 documents and okay, upload it. Okay, done. So we have this 5 documents ready in the collection. We can name this collection as needed. I'll just leave it as is for now. Then press next. So yep, we have those 5 documents uh, being shown over here. Um, let it load. Okay, so I can zoom in. So what I'll have to do here is I have to train this model by it's a first step towards training. So actual training will happen once I am done with this mapping these fields or tagging these fields. So for each document, I'll go ahead and map this name. Okay, so name, it's prompting me which variable you want me to map with. So I'll say name. Okay, then we have another field I want to map is company name or business name. Company name. Then we have social security. Okay, social security. So I'm done with this document. Then I can move on to the next one. So this is one-time training you'll have to do to ensure that you get the right information out of this document, out of this process. So okay, name, business name, company name, and social security. Okay, so next document. Okay, so I'll just tag it, name, company name, and social security. Okay, fourth document, name, company name, social security. Okay, finally the last document. So yeah, let's do this once more. All right, now we are ready. Uh, all 5 documents got tagged. Let's move ahead. So this gives me summary of the model to be trained. So once I click on train, it will start training. It will take a while to actually train this entire model. So I'm not going to click on train, but let's move on to the next workflow, which is yeah, workflow that's responsible for getting triggered after email is received. So let's look at this workflow. Okay, so when an email arrives, so this is a so here this is activity which will define when to trigger the workflow. So this is here I'm programming it saying that okay, when an email is received by Lucas, it should trigger this workflow. But there are other parameters as well, other condition as well, which says it should have an attachment and it should be received in an inbox. It should not trigger for any other folders. So we can add these additional checks over here, and then when it triggers, it does all different initialization of variables as needed for collecting the form item, form ID, item ID, and this display name. Then it loops through the attachments within the workflow. Okay, so it loops through the attachment within the workflow. So it checks if we have the attachments. So and then it takes the attachment and sends it for uh, for extraction. Yep. So if you see here, this is the model that I was showing you. That's trained model. Sorry, and I've programmed it for PDF document, and this holds a attachment. Okay. Now, once extraction is done, it moves on to the next step where that data, with that data, a new record gets created in SharePoint. So as we can see here, it sends data to one of the SharePoint list, and it's consuming all those information that's received from this AI model. Okay, so I can just give you an example of this. Okay, sorry. Okay, here we go. So it's name text. Okay, so similarly, I keep adding uh, mapping those variable AI variable with this variable in this activity. Okay, now yeah, once it is done, a record is created. Then we have set variable to actually get the item ID from the SharePoint list. Then we have an activity that will send the email back to the vendor. Then we have another activity that will create an adaptive card um, in the Teams channel. And then, yeah, it will finally set the status to pending verification. Okay, this is the first workflow. Then the next workflow, okay, I'll not save these changes. And then we have another workflow that will that's responsible for approval. Now, once record has been validated, okay, and and the status has been changed to validation done. So we can see this. Okay, this item when item is created or modified. So if you see this activity in the settings, okay, so you have this condition which says, okay, if only if the data verification done status is found for that field, for the status field, it should trigger this workflow. So once it's found, it triggers the workflow, it does the initialization of variables and uh, get the necessary data from the list, and it forms the complete string that needs to be sent to the approval email, right? So all the information like requester name, business name, address, city, state. So these variables gets initialized and it gets sent to uh, for the approval. So this will be sent via email or via and also through in Teams as a notification. So yeah, next step is to once approval is received, so it will create a JSON file, a JSON string, and yeah. So these steps are all about creating the JSON strings. And towards the end, you'll see once these JSON strings are created, we have this JSON created, right? So now this gets sent to this Power Automate desktop workflow. So okay, so this is the thing. This is the approval workflow. The last thing, let's look at the one last thing real quick is the desktop flow. Okay, there's the Brunei Form Web Automation, and let's edit this. So this will open up the app on my machine. Okay, here we go. So this is a Power Automate desktop, and these are the steps that it performs. So as we can see here, it starts with variable initialization, setting the application URL that needs to be called from this app, then launching the Chrome, then clicking opening the web page, then initializing of the username and password that and populating those fields on the page. So once that's done, it sends goes to the next page and waits for a few seconds. And so these are all steps that will actually fill the fields on the vendor new vendor form. Okay, so these are all of these are those steps. It will populate each and every field on over there. Then yep, so there's some wait time to ensure that form loads properly. And once that button is clicked, vendor is added. So the last step is to close the web browser. So this is all about uh, this Power Automate desktop flow. So let's close this. All right, so yeah, so this concludes our end-to-end demonstration that we have seen for the vendor onboarding. Throughout this demo, we explored how documents were received via email, uh, and it triggers a seamless cloud-based workflow. So using Microsoft AI custom model, the required information was intelligently extracted from the document. The extracted data was stored in the SharePoint list, so it could easily be stored anywhere else, like Dataverse or SQL. That depends upon your organization requirement. So I showcased to you the checker functionality. So where it ensures that data coming in is not a junk data. It's actually a validated data, verified data without any discrepancies, and only then it gets sent to the legacy system. So and we also see the approval process where we did the approval through Microsoft Team with the flexibility for approvals to be handled via email as well. And finally, we saw an RPA bot in action automating the task of sending the verified information to the legacy system by opening a browser window and entering the entire data, actually navigating the right page, authenticating itself with the right username and credential, and then submitting the data into the onto that page and clicking on submit button actually. So we have seen that complete end-to-end process. So to further enhance this process, we can build a more advanced UI that allows checkers to validate the documents side by side with information being extracted on the left hand side and documents shown on the right hand side. That means we have several, I mean, a lot of possibilities there we can enhance our flow with. So yep, that concludes our demo. So yeah, so we have these apps that we can see here. So AQL offers a range of Power Apps available in Microsoft App Store. So these includes AQL My Timesheet and archiving app, supply management, and release and change request form, even waste management that's not in the list here. But we have several app that's available in the App Store. So each app is designed to streamline and enhance your various business processes, providing practical solution to your organization operational challenges. Then we have uh, these web parts available. So these are SharePoint intranet web parts designed to transform and elevate your intranet experience. So they enhance your productivity and boost your employee engagement. So and streamline your communication within the organizations. So they offer functionality that support your better communication and seamless navigation. So yeah, a lot of features are available with these web parts. So the web parts are like dynamic navigation, as you can see here, then kudos, quick links, FAQs, so where you can add your a lot of FAQs that's available on a page where user can go there and see search on it, search by category. So a lot of features are available. Quick links, it's much more advanced than the out of the box quick links. We have Hero web part, which is Hero Plus, has more features. It has video option, having GIF. You can add a lot of videos also to it. Then we have super jobs, people directory, employee spotlight to highlight achievements of the employees. Then employee birthday, broken permissions, where you can check any broken permission within your SharePoint intranet, and organization chart to see the org chart or organization hierarchy from top to bottom, or you can even search it, or you can set the root level node for it. A lot of features are available with this web part. To check it out at our AQL site. So thanks everyone for attending this webinar. Over to you, Steve.
I want to thank everyone for attending our webinar. If you have any questions on any Microsoft technologies, Power Platform, Dynamics, pretty much you name it, feel free to reach out anytime. My number is 773-793-1619. And again, I want to thank everyone for attending. Have a great rest of your day.